Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. There was a very interesting women's fight on the undercard of the Prograis Area fight on DAZN over in New Orleans, and it took place between Ramla Ali, 33 years old, being groomed as one of Matchroom's female stars. Very good backstory to this lady's life. You know, she's done a lot with her life. And she's continuing to do a lot with her life. Turned pro. I think she was about 30 when she turned pro. And I did get the impression initially that this was someone who was being manufactured, if you like, because of her backstory and her interest in life. And we all know that there isn't a great deal of depth in the women's game, and perhaps they could manoeuvre into the point where she was able to collect a world title. Well, that was about to happen, but she had to get through a lady called Alejandra Guzman, a very, very tough, big, hard-punching Mexican lady. And unfortunately for Ramla, even though she showed an awful lot of impressive stuff in this fight, it did not happen for her, because she was knocked flat out by one left hook in round 8. And that was about, these are 2-minute rounds, I hate 2-minute rounds. It was over 10. But Ali got levelled with a left hook and couldn't beat the count. She got counted out. Going in, Ali, this really had the air of a well-seasoned, well-schooled veteran, I suppose, by women's standards, in against a young, untested girl who, despite coming off, this is weird because Ali is 7 years older than Guzman, but Guzman looked like the tough veteran, the really sort of, well-seasoned is the word, is the phrase. She'd seen it all before. Nothing perturbed her. In this fight, she was cut over the left eye in the second round. Didn't bother her at all. She took some big flush punches from right hands from Ali. Didn't bother her at all. Just kept going forward. A real strong, powerful-looking lady. But Ali coming in, if you looked at her record, she was 8-0 coming in with 2 KOs, no defeats, no draws. And she did have a half-decent win over Avril Mathy in her last fight. She won most of the rounds. Won a 10-round decision. Mathy was undefeated, but apart from that, there weren't many names on there that, and I tend to sort of follow women's boxing quite closely, but I didn't really recognise anyone. Obviously early on she fought, your Bet Connolly's and a few other journeywomen, but Guzman, no, she was brought through the tough way. She lost a 4-rounder early on in her career to a girl called Yolanda Vega, who is still undefeated. And that might have been in her debut, actually, Guzman. And more recently, she lost to Yamaleth Mercado, who was 16-2. And that was for the WBC Super Bantam title. She lost over 10. Gave her a good fight, but I thought Mercado won that fight. I think Guzman injured her hand in that fight as well, and she was being very competitive, and then after the hand injury, she lost her way. So you're talking about a woman who's faced adversity, a younger woman, 26 years old, Ali being 33, who nevertheless, she's seen more boxing life. She's done more. She's been forced to go through the mill a bit more. But in the first round, you could see that, first of all, Guzman looked at least one weight division bigger than Ali. She was very much more broad in the back, powerful looking, not stocky, quite imposing, quite tall. Ali, much taller, thinner, narrow at the back, but very much faster and very, very well schooled. I mean, when she turned pro, I thought they're trying to kind of manufacture a fighter here. But under Manny Robles, she's learned some skills. I mean, Ali was doing a lot of good work in there, holding her shape nice, using her feet very well, very fast punches, good combinations. But from the word go in the first round, there was a big danger, and that was the right hand from Guzman, which caught Ali bang on the jaw. Maybe it was the cheek. I thought it was the jaw. It could have been side of the face, cheek. Didn't bother Ali, but it was a portent of things to come, and certainly something that should have been an alarm bell going off in Ali's head, thinking, I've got to watch that right hand. In the second round, I think it was the second round where Guzman picked up the cut. She was still stalking, still landing her own punch, still firing punches, and still finding the occasional home for that right hand, and also switching to the body with the left hook, which was really, really good. because even though they're 10 2-minute rounds, and I hate that distance, it should be 3-minute rounds, and if it's a title fight, it should be 12, and you know, video for another time. But even despite that, she was being patient, just as patient as she needed to be. And if Ali actually showed her inexperience by when she got up close, and she was having success with the speed and with the combinations, but one more punch was never enough. She was getting, as they say, too greedy, and she was getting the better of the exchanges in the first 2 rounds, but Guzman was landing her own individual pot shots, and she didn't seem remotely bothered by Ali's power. Now, in the 3rd round, this was the first, and I was talking about an alarm bell, this was, you know, bells and whistles with fireworks in the air, because Guzman badly buzzed Ali towards the end of the 3rd round. And Ali was, she was in some serious, not serious trouble, but it was a serious warning. And when she went back to the corner, Robles said, look, you know, you're getting involved in a, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but you're getting involved in a firefight here. You're getting involved in a, this isn't a, you don't have to be a gunslinger. You don't have to give her the opportunity to win. You need to use your speed, stick to your boxing. Okay, so in the 4th round, she did this. And she did it for 1 minute and 50 seconds of the 4th round. And then suddenly, guess what? Big right hand puts Ali over in the corner. And Ali was winning the round, but no, over she goes. So again, a massive warning. Watch out for the right hand. Keep your glove up. The body work that Guzman was doing, I think, was having a sort of unspoken, almost unnoticeable effect on Ali. Because even though she was moving well, even throughout the subsequent rounds, she was, I can't believe that those left hooks to the body weren't having some sort of profound effect on her internally. And I think that might be right why she wanted to have a, why she wanted to kind of, and maybe it just wasn't ego, maybe it was the fact that she thought, I've got to keep this girl off me, you know, and I've got to fight as well as box. I can't just box, or she's going to hunt me down, she's going to walk me down. In other words, all these questions were being asked of Ali, and she had to answer them. And when she was stung badly in the 5th round, I should move on to the 5th round, she was being beaten up, and she was, for the first time, badly stung. And her legs stiffened, and Guzman tore after her, and Ali didn't seem to really know whether to fall in, grab and hold. It was just, you know, what do I do now? She was trying to fire punches back when she should have been grabbing and holding, when she should have been moving. Her legs weren't working as she wanted them to. And the headshots were landing from Guzman. And Ali's got a good chin, clearly, because it's not like the moment she was touched, she keeled over. No. And she was taking some good punches to the body. But the 6th round and 7th round, again, I mean, fair play to Ali. She went back to her boxing, and she was moving well, despite having absorbed all that punishment in the middle rounds. And Robles and the team were screaming at her, box, don't get involved. But interestingly, Guzman was getting closer, and Ali was a little bit more reticent to exchange too many punches. Not quite as cavalier, not quite as let it all hang out. But then, in the 8th round, what's the irony of this? All those right hands that had landed on Ali, flooring her at one point, badly stinging her. What was the fight that finished the fight? What was the punch that finished the fight? It was an enormous left hook about 40 seconds into the 8th round that Guzman brought up to the jaw, landed bang on Ali's jaw. She fell flat on her back, was still conscious but could not beat the count, and was counted out. And again, I repeat, you know, Ali is 7 years older than Guzman, but this looked like woman against girl, with Guzman being the woman, because she outlasted, outworked, old woman, if you liked, the much, in fistic terms, younger, less experienced fighter, beat her up gradually. She knew when to fire her punches. She could read. Her IQ, Guzman, is very, very high, whereas Ali has that sort of, you know, good skills. I was going to say sort of like an Amir Khan, you know, lots of speed, lots of good skills, but not necessarily the highest ring IQ. She strikes me as someone who has to be told what to do and reminded what to do, whereas Guzman seemed to be someone who perhaps because she's grown up in gyms for all I know. I don't know her backstory. But Guzman she was very, very impressive in the way she went about her work, in the tactics that she had, the choice of punch that she was using. She knew when not to punch as well as to punch. She seemed to be well aware of the range. The speed didn't intimidate her. The footwork didn't intimidate her. Being cut didn't intimidate her. And this doesn't have to be the end for Ramla Ali. She can come back, because she did show an awful lot of skills in that fight. She definitely did. But sometimes you learn things the hard way, and my goodness, Alejandra Guzman taught Ramla Ali a few lessons the hard way. So this was a good fight. Good fight. I hope Guzman gets another shot at the title. She certainly deserves it. She was the away fighter coming in and having a row with the woman who's being groomed to be the big star by DAZN and Matchroom. So good luck to Guzman. Bad luck to Ali. She showed a lot of good things. She can come back if she wants to. Not a problem. But she's got to tighten up her defence, and she's got to be a little less cavalier. You know, if it's over 10 rounds, take that full 20 minutes, you know. Use your speed, but don't have a firefight with someone who's obviously bigger and more powerful. Don't swap punches with a much bigger woman who you know can get you in trouble. Yeah, they're gonna have to study this video, Ali's team, and come to the conclusion that this needs to be worked on, that needs to be worked on. Okay, we did that well, but we didn't do that well. When this was happening, you did this when you should have do that. You know, it's all about, you know, learning from your mistakes ultimately. So let me know what you thought about this fight. Oh, it was a really good fight, really entertaining fight. Leave your comments below, and yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. You could do that. Build up the numbers. Let's get Joe Stunner Boxing out there. Spread the word, and you can like the video as well if you liked it. You know, it all helps us. It all helps us. But leave your comments below, and I'll answer them. I always enjoy reading them. Thanks for your time as always, and bye for now.